Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing level 7 Invasion. And this is the third turn now. And well, until now I'm still alive. The Canyon Federation has become overrun in the last turn, which is definitely a disadvantage for Africa. They will lose a mineral and food and also some money. So that's kind of a problem. Apart from that, I think our main problem is now that the Hydra has developed enhanced armor. So that makes it much more harder for us to fight them. And they have now a power of 2, 1 and 2. So, and we all only have a power of 1, as you can see here. So what we're going to do in this turn is, and that's pretty important, we have to do some research in the military equipment so that we also have a power of 2, which would make it then possible to kind of match up with these guys. Okay, so the basic plan is actually to hire some soldiers with the Americans and to help here in Brazil, South America, because they are really in trouble. They have here a dropship in Argentina, and Brazil, the capital, is also under attack. So I think the US might actually help them because they don't have many troops. They only have a command and control of 4 right now. Not the US, but the South Americans. And the South Americans will then try to attack Argentina. Africa is going to try to liberate the Canyon Federation. Europe is going to fight here in the Union of Central European States. That's also their capital, and it's under attack by a dropship. So that might be a little dangerous here. And finally we have over here the Asians in Siberia. North America is pretty calm right now. There's still Alaska, where we have a single Hydra unit, but I don't think I will do something against that right now. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the Gin mercenary phase, and because Dr. Kronos is still in Africa, we will the African coalition is the first player, and I think they won't need warrior clones, because if they have 4 troops and if they are able to do a development here in the military equipment, I think they can liberate this region without any additional clones. Okay, there is actually one important problem now, and this is here with these military equipment research. If we want to upgrade this, we would need 2 laboratories. And South America and Africa each have only one laboratory. So they cannot do that on their own. They need to trade. And there is only one, and that is Europe, that can trade a laboratory and still develop this thing on their own, because they are the only ones that have 3 laboratories. So in the end, that means that probably only South America or Africa, only one of them can develop this this new technology. And that again means that we need the warrior clones actually for Africa. So they are going to buy them, they are going to hire them for $1, and then they won't they won't necessarily need the new technology to fight these guys here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that is pretty awesome. I was hoping for this. The GIN researchers. Attach this card to one of your territories and place a committed neutral research token on it. If the territory is overrun, discard this card and its token. So that is just fantastic, because now one of them, and I think that might be South America, can actually afford a second research lab, and that's definitely great. Okay, now it's Asia, and I don't think they will hire any GIN mercenaries, nor will North America, and then South America, they will buy these GIN researchers for $3. Oh yeah, and then we can attach this to a region, and I think I'm going to attach it to Peru, because Peru has the highest defense value, so it is the one that is the least likely to be overrun, and we will gain a neutral token, a neutral research token here, so we can place that here. And then it's Europe, and that could be a critical fight here. Well, actually, yeah, I think. But so might that here in Argentina. I don't know. Huh. Okay, so first we will actually replenish the market. I think Argentina is done with that. Oh damn, that would be the second warrior clones. If I had known that. Okay, that was a little unlucky now. So Europe is going to buy the warrior clones. And I think they're also going to buy the Fear Hunter hybrids. And then attach them to the Union of Central European States. So that's $3 for them. Okay. And here we are. Oh, and we're gonna again replenish the black market. So we have again the Gin researchers, which is very cool. The Blaster hybrid, which gives you an additional power, a constant additional power in a specific territory. Okay, and then we come to the unit deployment. So again, we start with Africa, and they're going to pay $4 to get back all their units they can afford, and they can place them here in the Central African Accord. If they would want to place them here in the Kenyan Federation, it would cost 2 million per unit instead of 1, because that area is overrun. But it's not necessary, because we still have the option to move and then attack. Fine, so Asia can deploy 2. Well, actually they could buy 3, because they have the advanced command and control. So why not? I think they're going to do that. And so this is actually an interesting option now. They could help maybe even the Americans out here in Alaska. You see there is this line which leads them to Alaska. That might be an interesting point. So I'm going to place all 3 here, and then maybe move with 2 over there, and I'm not sure, maybe with 4 attacking there. It's a little risky, but well, we'll see about that. Maybe wait one more turn, and then in the next turn, yeah, maybe that's a better idea. Okay. North America, yeah, I mean, they also have now here these advanced command and control. And I wonder, okay, so they can hire 2 new troops, and they're going to place them at I see. They can't attack in Brazil right now because they cannot deploy their troops in Venezuela. It has to be in their own territory. That's a problem, actually. Well, still, I mean, well, then it might be a better idea to place 2 troops in Alaska, maybe. Yeah, I think they're going to do that then. So they're going to pay 2. Okay, that's the first one here. Okay, here we go. 2 troops in Alaska. Well, they have already warrior clones from the beginning of the game, so maybe it's an option to move with them or with this single unit to Brazil. And maybe if they're rolling good, they might be able to win that battle anyway, because they have a higher power if they use the warrior clones. It's not possible. It has to be in your own territory. Damn it. It's bad luck. Okay, so We cannot do that. Okay, South America is also investing 4, and that allows them to place 4 troops here in Argentina. Okay, what about Europe? Yeah, of course they're also going to pay. They want to get to their troop limit, pay 2 and place 2 here in Western Europe, and then they can all move here. I mean, they could have placed them right away here, but whatever. Okay. Next step would be the research step. So, let's see now. Africa. Well, they're very bad in communications. So maybe that is now something I really want to do. Yeah. They're going to go to tier 1. Communications, develop the information control and the propaganda. They're going to pay $1 and, yeah, $1 and 1 research center. Well, Asia, they can now develop the military equipment. It's the powered exoskeletons. So that costs $4, 3 oil, 3 minerals, and 2 research centers. So that is really, really expensive. Well, actually I made a mistake here. The anti-grav engines. Ah, damn. Well, that changes things a bit. Sorry for that. I will place these guys in the Mexican influence zone, because now I see you also get the anti-grav engines if you develop tier 3 of the military equipment. And that allows you to move 2 spaces with your troops. So I can place these troops here in the Mexican influence zone, and then move 2 spaces with them to Brazil, where I might be able then to kill these guys. I think that's a better idea then. Okay, so oops, sorry for that. Yeah, usually I want to go back, actually. I was pretty much in the middle, which I usually don't like that much. Okay, so this is better. So, yeah, we got to pay all that now. Okay, and these exoskeletons allow us then to place a new power marker here. So you can go there, and it indicates now we have a power of 2, which is great. So North America is basically going to do the same. They're going to develop also these exoskeletons and the anti-grav engines. 4 million, 3 oil, 3 fuel, 3 minerals, and 2 research centers. So okay, oops, that was food. This is not what we want. Okay, we don't have enough fuel, so we have to trade here with, well, I wonder, yeah, we trade with Africa because South America wants to trade with Europe, and you can only trade once per phase. So we're going to trade with Africa, and they can give us three fuel. No, we only need 2 actually. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Well, I wonder if we should actually take 3. Maybe you need 1. Would be good. Okay, but I want to give them something in return. And you know, if you play that solitaire, you could make things very, very easy. I mean, you can do weird trades. You know, you just can basically give them what they need without anything in return. But I decided that at least I want to give something in return, either any either money, and then at least 2 per point, or some of these styles. So I think that's just a fair deal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give away all my food, because Africa always has too little of it. And I have a pretty high food production, so and I don't need that much. So that's good for both of us, I guess. Okay, and then I forgot we got these skin researchers. So actually, there is no need for South America to trade. Yeah, but they might trade anyway. Maybe Europe needs some more fuel or minerals. I don't know that yet. Okay, fine. So first it's them, and they're gonna also gear up here. So again, 4 million, 3 fuel, 3 minerals, 2 of these, 2 research centers. Okay. Here we are. And this is then all their money. They have no money left. That could be a little problem during the game. Sometimes you have to spend money to avoid some bad things from happening in the event phase. So maybe there is a reason for South America to trade with Europe. We'll see about that. Okay, so first of all they need to also develop these exoskeletons. So it's $4. Two research centers, all their fuel and all the minerals. And now we have 1 research center left, and we also have a few bucks left. So we might think of doing, for example, the communications. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Well, I could also do the social programs tier 2. Yeah, so that would give me then education campaigns. Not bad. Roll a die at the end of the maintenance phase. If you roll a minus, lower your terror by 1 level. Well, that's not very likely, but it's an option. The mandatory counseling. Roll a die when affected by a paranoia event. If you roll equals, you do not suffer the effect of the event. Might be a good thing. The propaganda, though, would allow us to develop the advanced command and control, which would give us the option to hire an additional soldier, which is also pretty cool. I think I'm going to go for the propaganda. For the communications. So for the advanced command and control here. So that's simply 2 bugs and 1 research center. Okay, here we are. Okay, I guess that's fine then. And I forgot, we have the income step before the event step, so South America would not be without any money anyway. Okay, so now the next step is the Kronos project step, and there is now no way to do that because Dr. Kronos is still in Africa, and the next upgrade would be the military escort, which can be only done in America, so it can be funded only after sanctioned by World Conclave. Kronos must be controlled by North America, which is not the case right now, but we will be able to do this in the next turn. And it's going to cost a lot of food to do that. 4 food. This is quite a bit. So, yeah, we got to keep that in mind too. Okay, now we're going to do the income step, and I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so I did the income phase now. Africa had a little penalty here because of this overrun territory. And the next phase would be then the movement phase. And now, except for Africa, all the others have now developed these anti-grav engines, which allows their unit to move 2 spaces instead of 1. So that is indeed pretty awesome. And so these guys will now simply move here to Alaska now. They will move here. Wait a second, I'm going to start now. I'm going to start actually with Africa. So they will all move here into the Kenyan Federation, try to liberate that zone. Asia. Okay, well, I don't really know. I mean, they're really doing good, and well, I think they will simply go all there. There is absolutely no reason not to do that. They can go there now everywhere with 1 step. Well, maybe if they consider attacking Australia. Huh. But why would... No, I don't know. They could move here maybe with 1. That should be enough. Yeah, I think they move with 1 there. So there are 5 in Siberia. 1 remains in China, and maybe in the next turn we could think about liberating Western Australia, which gives us a little more income and some additional military capacity. Okay, North America, well, they are now moving here to Alaska. I might even consider, well, I don't know, I mean, 2 spaces is quite a bit in these on that map. Actually, they could even move here to this Union of Central European States if they like to, but I think they won't do that. Well, I guess they stay there. And the Mexican influence zone, these guys move now to Brazil, and so does the one from Venezuela. Okay, South America, well, they stay there, obviously, and the guys from Europe, they all enter now here their capital, the Union of Central European States. Okay, so let's do the battle. No, wait a second. First, it's the events phase. So let's see. I just realized that I've forgotten at the end of the last maintenance phase, or during the last maintenance phase, I could have used some relocation programs or things like that to lower my terror level, but I didn't do that. So actually North America will lose quite a lot of food and of course also money, and yeah, I gotta correct that now. It's not that bad, but the 2 food for North America, that's kind of painful. So we must remember that. Okay. Yeah, let's do the event cards, and they're gonna be also done off camera. Okay, so nobody actually played this event blindly, which would allow them to reduce the terror level by 3. But that is really some gambling. So the first event is an alpha event now, and this is the orbital assault. Draw a dropship card and place 1 invader unit in each of the first 3 territories listed. Okay, let's see what we got. So this is Venezuela, and we all have missile defenses. So that means if we roll an equal, then we could destroy that assault ships. And we couldn't. So there's a unit here now. The Union of Central European States. Ah, damn it. Another unit here. So this is going to be a tough fight there. And then the Eastern United States. And again, no success here. That's interesting. We'll see a fight here too then. Okay, so here we go. And then we have here the ground war, a unit at dropship number 1, which is actually here. So there can now spawn well, let me see. Yeah, okay, we have here the Fear Hunter hybrids. So that means that this is now a defensive value of 4. So there can be 1 additional unit spawned, but only 1 single unit. Okay, the next event, also an alpha event, says bombardment. Each coalition reduces its MIC 2 points. That is bad, especially for North America. We still have the chance of the missile defenses. So let's start with Africa here. And yeah, they were successful. That was good, although not that important because they have a pretty high MIC anyway. Asia, very good. They have the highest MIC. Now it's the important one, North America. Of course. Yeah, they didn't make it. So this is down to 13 now, which is a problem. But luckily you can also trade these MICs. So it's not, yeah. South America, very good. They're also not that good, so that was also important. And finally Europe, damn it. So the ones with the lowest MIC, they took the hits. That was bad luck. So then we see a unit at dropship number 2, which is here in Siberia, and a unit in Arabia. But there is now already the maximum defense value. So what happens is, somewhere I got a... Damn it, somewhere there is written where the units move if they don't... Is it not? I thought it would be here somewhere on the map. How they move. Here, yeah, exactly, here. So they would move now where the fewest invader units are, then to the fewest coalition units, and then we can choose. So I guess yeah, I think I guess I place them here in the Uzbekistan alliance. Will I? I could also place them, well, I don't know, the Dominion of Ethiopia, but I think not. I think Uzbekistan alliance is just fine. Okay, next event is another orbital assault. Draw a dropship card and place one invader unit in each of the first 3 territories listed. So, that would be Bolivia. Let's try our defense missiles. Yeah, that's a hit. Very good. The next one is the Mexican influence zone. I was close, but yeah. So, there we go. Oops. And then the North Africa Concord. Let's see. That belongs to Europe, by the way. It's a little weird, but yeah. Okay. Well, fine. So here we go. Oh, and actually I forgot something, and that is damn important, and I'm going to do that now. It's hard to remember all things if you play that solo, because you have to handle all 5 factions. So I think I should be allowed to do this now. I forgot to move to Kronos, and the African player would have been allowed to do so. And Kronos has this fusion core recharge, so he can now move 3 actions, which means I will bring him here to the eastern US. Okay. Okay, so here we go. And we have ground war, so we have a unit at dropship number 2, which is here in Siberia. So until now, the thing with the dropships is not so bad. North European, this one is a little bit of a problem, Central European states, but okay. And then we will see some Bravo events coming up, 2 exactly. Okay, let's see. Bombardment. Each coalition reduces its MIC 1 point. Okay, let's start again. Missile defenses of Africa. Nope, so they will lose 1. Asia. Yeah, also 1. North America. Yeah, also 1. That is bad. South America. Not. And what about Europe? Also not. That is good. So North America is in trouble. Not in bad trouble, but it's not great. I mean, they lose more and more of their population, basically, of the military-industrial complex. But it's basically population. Europe is still doing fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely better. Okay, and then we will see dropships 1, 2, and 3. So on every dropship we have to place now an invader unit. Gosh, this is really full now. Okay, the last event is Bravo event. It's Paranoia, and that also says each coalition reduces its MIC 1 point. And I think there is nothing we can do against that. Pretty sure about that. No. Okay, well then. Okay, here we go. So, and number 1 and number 3, that's where aliens are placed. Okay, so we see them here, which is bad. And we also see one here. So, we were a little... And actually, wait a second. Here 3, yeah. But over here, this is now the maximum. So this alien will move somewhere else. And we can choose. And I'm going to place that guy in the West European Defense Pact. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty concerned about Argentina once again. That's not looking so great. The other battles we might be able to win. Okay, let's go to the battle phase now. So Africa starts, and let's see, they have only a power of 1. They can now play the warrior clones. So that adds 1 to the powers. And they have therefore a power of 2. So do the aliens with their enhanced armory. But they outnumber them. The Africans outnumber the aliens. So that means they are the attacker, and that gives them definitely an advantage. Okay, 1 of both sides. And we got to remember the adaptation dial, but I'm going to do this after the fight. Okay, now the defender loses 1. Ah, damn it, the attacker loses 1. Okay, so that was okay. 2 are left now here, and these 3 guys are killed, so the adaptation dial goes up to number 4. Fine, well, it's looking a little better now here. What about Asia? Okay, that shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, because they have now these powered exoskeletons, they also have a combat value of, or a power of 2, but they also outnumber the aliens. If only by 1, but still that's good enough. So yeah, that's a hit. Okay, that's 1 casualty on both sides. Another good roll, and finally there is only the dropship left. And okay, again we both lose 1, but that was okay. So the dropship was destroyed. That's pretty cool, because that allows us now to rotate 1 dial. I'm just wondering which one that might be. Well, it could be the food. I mean, if I rotate this up 1 step, then I have to pay 7 food for my population, and right now I only have to pay 6. So I think I don't want more people, actually. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the minerals. On the other hand, we have to spend food for this research, for this upgrade here. I think, yeah, so I'm going to go for food here. I'm at 11 then. I think that's fine. Okay, and now it's North America, and first we'll... well, there is quite a bit of fighting to be done. Let's start with in Alaska. And they have a combat value of 2. So they outnumber them. That gives them the advantage here. Okay, we both lose 1. And the aliens are defeated in Alaska. Then we have here the eastern US. Same situation, basically. Okay, very good. Also, the alien was killed here. But I forgot, of course, I forgot this adaptation thing. I forgot it from the last one. These were 4, 2, 3, 4. And now 2 more. Yeah. So that's 10 now. Because I forgot the battle in Siberia and now these 2 battles here. So if we destroy these guys here in Brazil, the aliens will adapt once again. So let's see. Here, we lose 1. Okay. So we don't want to roll a minus now. That would mean we would lose the battle. And it's not the case. So we're both killed. But at least no unit is left in Brazil. And maybe it's not so bad if we're killed here, because then we can deploy our soldiers back here in the USA, which might be in the end an advantage. So, and now we have this adaptation card to draw, which is over here. And that says ground push. Spawn 1 invader unit at the lowest numbered dropship. If there is no dropship in play, move 2 invader units 1 territory closer to Dr. Kronos. Okay, well, this would be then here. And because if you spawn a unit and the defense value is already equal to the number of aliens here, then the unit moves somewhere else. The only way it could move now is the Russian influence zone, because there is no defender unit. So that is now pretty bad. We will lose quite a bit of... the terror level will rise pretty high here. That is indeed really a problem. So yeah, Europe is really now badly under attack. Every territory of Europe is now occupied by these units. That's not cool. Okay, so then we're going to see the fight in South America, and this is a problem now because, well, they both have now a power of 2, but there's a tie in numbers. And therefore, I'm afraid that actually the invaders are the attackers. So that definitely lowers the chances of the South Americans in Argentina quite a bit. Yeah, that's the first hit against them. Okay, well, that's at least at least a loss on both sides. And if we can reduce them one more, then at least Argentina is not overrun, which is probably the best we can hope for. Ah, shit. Okay, so there is only one unit left. And we need at least to kill one of them. Come on. Yeah, that was awesome. Very, very good. So that brings them down. And that's cool. So maybe if I'm lucky. But that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect now. Okay. Yeah. So, but you can see defensive value of 3, 2 units. So that's cool. Okay, and now it's the big battle here in Europe. And, well, right now we both have the same power, which would mean that we, that the aliens would be an advantage. But I can play the warrior clones now, which raise my power +1. So I have now a power of 3, the aliens have a power of 2, and then it doesn't matter if I have only 1 or, I don't know, 10 units there. I'm always the attacker. So let's see, we should be able to do that. Might get close, but I hope. Yeah, that's a good start. Okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we're already ahead there, 4-3. That's pretty good. Okay, again, a good one. Okay, very good. Okay, and finally the dropship. Okay, well, so in the end, we destroyed them. Very good, and we destroyed the dropship, and that gives me then the option to gain some, well, I wonder, some reward here. I'm really not sure. I mean, I could go. I could raise my MIC. Might be a good idea to do so. South America and Africa, they both have a lot of minerals. So and also oil. So I guess we can trade with them for these goods. But the MIC is always a problem. So because this is basically my population, this is what I need to survive. If the MIC dial is at 0, this faction has lost. Okay, so that's then the end of the battle phase. Okay, we come to the territory status, and there is no territory overrun. Actually, this here, the Kenyan Federation, is now liberated because there is a unit, a coalition unit in this area, and it's the single unit, so there is no enemy left. So that means now we can flip this card here from the overrun side to the liberated side. And because there is still a lot of destruction from all the fighting and so on, there is still a penalty. And that is actually a long-term penalty. That is going to stay for the rest of the game. -1 minerals. But at least the other things are gone. Okay, and let's see, next step would be the invader movement. And there is nothing happening here. You see the Kronos control step now. Well, Kronos is now in the eastern US. That means that this marker here goes to North America. Therefore, North America will be first player in the next turn. And it would be possible to upgrade the Kronos project and build that military escort. If we have the resources for that, of course. Fine. Next step is the terror level. So let's see here. So the terror level goes up in each coalition by one step because there is no coalition where there is no invader unit. And we have to do something against that now. This time I won't forget. So let me see, we got here the propaganda. We could lower our terror level by spending money, and I think, well, we have a lot of that money. So I might actually lower it maybe by 3. That's pretty expensive, but I got a lot of money here. I think I'm gonna lower it by 3 steps. So that brings me down on 1 then. The Americans. And South America, well, okay, they got these relocation programs which allows them to lower it by 1 for 1 million. Here we go. And then they could spend 4 additional for the propaganda. Problem is we don't have much money then left for troops but actually, damn it, I don't know. That's not cool. But I can sell. I'm pretty sure I can sell some things in the development phase. Some goods, some of my minerals and oil, and so I will gain some money again. So I will then pay $4 and reduce the terror level to the point where I don't get any disadvantage. Europe, well, they also have the relocation program, so they spent 1 to lower it by 1, and then they're gonna spend 4, I guess, to bring it down to 0, or not 0 but 1, where there is also no disadvantage. Look at Africa here. Well, with their relocation programs, simply pay 1, where it goes down to 2, and there is no disadvantage for Africa then. Same thing here in Asia, 1, and this thing goes down. Okay, fine. Oops, sorry. So that's it then for the terror level. Okay, so now we did this MIC damage. And that wasn't so great because, I mean, you lose one MIC, point of MIC or population for every area in your of your coalition that contains an invader unit. So that means because the North America did not have any refugee services yet. They still didn't do that. Their population is now down to 9. And that is definitely bad. I mean, this is really a problem right now, you know. They lost about, I don't know, I think more than half their people in the first 3 turns. So that means we're probably going to trade also now with population. I mean, Asia still has a lot of people, so they can send them over to North America so that there are enough people to do the work there. It's a little, this is a little cynical, but I mean, that's the game. And then we have, in South America, we lost 1. They are down to 18. We've lost only 1 because they do have these refugee services. And the next big problem is actually Europe, because there are now 4 spaces attacked by the Hydra. And that really is a big problem. And so we've lost 3 and are now down to 14 because we also have these refugee services, which lowers this by 1, but it's still very painful. Africa was doing fine because of the refugee services and the fact that there's only an invader unit in the South African influence zone. There was no problem here, and the same with Asia. So that was cool. And now we come to the last but one step, that is the research readiness. So we can simply now flip all the research markers. That's okay. Yep. Here we go. Okay. And the final step is then the dropship step. So we will remove this surviving dropship here and replace it with a unit. And then we're going to place again 3 dropships on the board. Let's see where they end up. We got one here in the North Africa Concorde, which is bad because again Europe is in trouble. We got one in Peru, which is bad because again South America is in trouble. And by the way, this is also now the area where the research lab of them is. The GIN research lab. So that would be not good if we would lose that. And finally here China, which is not such a big problem. They are pretty powerful and they should be able to destroy that dropship easily. So good news is the Americans don't have any additional trouble. I think we will now fight together the enemies in Europe and possibly in South America. We have to stand together here. So I'm pretty sure what will happen is in the next turn we will see the guys from Siberia attacking the Russian influence zone. We're going to see the guys from the eastern US attacking the Western European Defense Pact. Kenyan Federation, the Africans are going to developing their anti-gravity engines, which would allow them then to move here to North African Concorde and fight these guys here. And maybe the US can even help out here in Venezuela. I'm gonna see that. It's hard to say. I mean, on the other hand, well, let's see. That's the next turn. So I think we're done for now. It's hard to say. I think it's not looking that bad, but we're still in this assault phase, the devastation phase, when things get harder, is not there yet. So, well. Okay, I'm gonna load this up now. Hope to see you in my next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.